Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to you once again on Empowering Morning Conversations. And since we have all people who are very familiar with what we are doing and why we are doing, we don't have to explain it too much. But for the benefit of those who are just joining today for the first time online or in person over here, I just want to let you know that this is a platform which allows you to disrupt your normal way of living, which we call as the default mode. Now, you don't have to get frightened by that. All it means is that, we get into a mode where life is dull, it is routine, it is the usual, without thinking, just doing what we do only for our survival, and you look at the amount of time we spent in blaming others or people blaming us or getting bombarded by all the negative thoughts and negative feelings of everybody. And that does not give us really a feeling of joy and happiness. So the purpose of every morning conversation, and note it's a conversation, it is to make us more positive, more enthusiastic, more happy, more joyous, and live a life of ease, joy, and glory. That's what the purpose is. Okay? And we do many things to make life, glorious and happy and be powerful in our life. Now, you can either be a victim, victim to circumstances, victim to the whims of others, the judgment of others, or you can create a life the way you would like to. Okay? So let me start with a question today. And I'll ask you this question when you have a little bit of reflection, silent reflection. So all of you have learned in the last 2 days this small meditation that Ratan Wadhwani has taught you. So you put your middle finger and your second last finger together with your thumbs and touch your two big toes together and close your eyes. And as you sit there with your eyes closed, I want you to start thinking and ask yourself a question. How much freedom in your life do you really have? How much are you defined by the expectations of others? How much of your attention goes in avoiding the points of view of others? How much of your attention goes on defending your own points of views? How much you feel that people are trying to influence you and control you? And how much of your life are you living from your own self-determinism, or are you getting influenced to do and be and think what other people expect you to do and to be and to think? Just imagine a life when you are experiencing the freedom to do what you choose. Imagine a life in which you have the freedom to choose and do what you choose. what does living by choice mean to you? What will become possible when you start living by choice and you start creating your life unbounded by the judgments and expectations of others? So you can open your eyes now. And I'd like to invite some of you to speak about what came to your mind as you were sitting there and contemplating. So who would like to start? So even now, I want you to notice that I've asked you to start, and many of you are thinking, should I speak or not? What will happen if I speak? So think about what is stopping you from doing that. So I'm going to ask Neeti Madhok. Good morning, Neeti.
Morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. So what came across to me is I have a lot of freedom. I have the abilities and the capabilities to live by my own choices. I have not explored to the utmost.
Yes. And if you...
So the limitation is lying on my side of the boat.
Yeah. And what's stopping you from doing that?
A complete awareness which came through just now, and a complete understanding how I can do this in the most harmonious manner, keeping all communications open and complete.
Yeah. So once you realize what's holding you back, then you can do something about it, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So do you realize what is holding you back?
My own limitations, my own apprehensions, my own judgments of what others' judgments would be about me.
Yeah, my apprehensions about what other people's judgments may be about me. Agar aisa kiya to.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Can you say the same thing in Hindi for the benefit of people who might not understand? मैं अपनी मर्जी से जिंदगी नहीं जी पा रही हूँ, क्यों?
मैं अपनी मर्जी से अपनी जिंदगी नहीं जी रही हूँ क्योंकि मुझे लगता है अगर मैंने ऐसा किया मेरे लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे.
And what else?
And अगर मैं अपने मन को शांत रखूं, अपने इरादों को सही रास्ते पे रखूं तो शायद तो जरूर मैं अपनी जिंदगी अपने तरीके से जी सकती हूँ. फिर इसमें मुझे अपने लोगों के साथ कंप्लीट कम्युनिकेशन, कंप्लीट बात करनी होगी ताकि वो मुझे गलत ना समझें या मेरी किसी करने को गलत ना समझें.
And so one of the things you might be noticing, Neeti, is that what you want to choose to do is not going to damage or harm anybody else's interest anyway.
No, yes.
Right? आप किसी का नुकसान नहीं चाहती हो.
Agreed.
मगर their judgment may be whatever they are.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Lot of food for thought for everybody. You understand why we are limiting ourselves many times is because of that. Thank you, Neeti, for sharing that. Yes, Kunan, and I think Sahu Saab also wanted to say. So after Kunan, Sahu Saab can say.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, one and all. I would request Sahu to go ahead, sir. I will clear up. I invite Sahu to speak.
मतलब डायरेक्टर आपको ही बनना. चलो कोई बात. ओके सर. साहू साहब, आप हमारे मेहमान हैं. वी कैन नॉट हियर यू. आप अपना वीडियो म्यूट करो तो फिर शायद आपकी साउंड इंप्रूव हो जाएगी. हाँ जी. नहीं, आपका सिग्नल बहुत ही खराब है. वी कैन नॉट मेक आउट एनीथिंग. जस्ट पुट इट इन द चैट ना व्हाट यू आर सेइंग and Kunan will read it out on your behalf. Can you do that? Chat में लिख दीजिए. Okay. So he's saying it is fear that stops him from living a life of choice. Yes, Kunan.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So for me, the thoughts coming to my mind right now of this one of the toughest question when we reflect upon or do the contemplation, for me is about clarity or lack of clarity of my purpose of my existence in this world. And if I try to get clarity, I get the message that you are here in this world for a specific time, though you have the free will to choose, take action, achieve, and get whatsoever you want, but there are certain guidelines you must follow so that when you leave this body and go and be present in front of your creator, you should justify your stay of your life, your time in this world, and you feel proud. Now, with this thought in the mind, lack of clarity, many other responsibilities, obligations, challenges, responsibilities are not giving me enough time to think and respond whether I can really choose my life as per my wish every moment and use my free will to enjoy every moment. So that's the paradox, that's the dilemma I am currently in.
Yeah. So can you now, for you and for everybody else who's listening to this conversation, can you see how many assumptions he's operating from? Assumption number one, if I live a life of choice, I'll have to break all the rules that I am supposed to keep. Yeah. Assumption number two is if I live my life by choice, then I will not be able to discharge my responsibilities. These are assumptions, they are not facts. This is a part of our either or thinking. Either I will live by choice or I will live responsibly. You know, it's a belief. And the third is, you said clarity of purpose, right? What if your clarity is not coming because you are always perhaps wanting to decide and not choose? So you please check your assumptions. Nowhere is it said that you cannot live by choice. You know, that if you live by choice, you have to break the rules that you have for your life. Neki ka rasta. So that means your life of choice, for you, you are thinking life of choice means debauchery. Or does it mean that I can live a sinful life? Choice means choice, na? See, आप जिस रास्ते पे चल रहे हो उसको भी as choice कर सकते हैं. Doesn't mean you have to choose something different, na? I can live by choice and say, all right, as long as I'm within the bounds of my morality, I will live my life the way I choose. Right? I will live a life of choice and I will be fully responsible for my family and my social obligations. By choice, not by compulsion. आप देखोगे कि many people are doing out of compulsion. नहीं भाई ये तो करना ही पड़ेगा मुझे. You know, like people keeping the rules of the road because fine लगेगा मुझे. Or another person says, I choose to live by the rules because when I live by the rules, then there is no chaos in this world. ये मेरी choice है कि मैं नेकी के रास्ते में चलूंगा. मैं किसी के डर की वजह से नहीं चल रहा हूँ. Are you getting me? I'm not being responsible because it is expected from me I'm responsible because I choose to be responsible. So it's a small distinction, but it's a big one because you experience freedom in that. Otherwise, you are not going to experience freedom. You will feel कि मैं दबा हुआ हूँ और अपनी responsibility का बोझ उठा रहा हूँ और ये जैसे लोग बोलते रहते हैं ना, मेरे ऊपर जो है responsibility का बोझ है भाई. Like there was one fellow बहुत senior. मतलब इतना senior मैं क्या बताऊँ. तो he was a CFO of that organization. बहुत बड़ी, मतलब उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने टेलीकॉम रेवोल्यूशन लाया था इंडिया में. ओके. और वो सज्जन बोलता है कि मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज थी, मेरी 5 बहनें थी और मैं उनकी शादी करवाने में लगा रहा, मैंने खुद शादी नहीं की और अब मैं रियलाइज कर रहा हूँ कि मेरी शादी नहीं हुई. राइट. So somewhere he made an assumption that if I choose to get married, I'll never be able to get my sisters married. Right? So he was not experiencing the freedom to choose what he desired. Obviously, he desired to get married. He was a smart fellow. Right? And he also desired that he should be responsible for his sisters and get them married. But because he was living in a world of decisions, he never saw the possibility कि हेलो कौन कहता है दोनों चीजें नहीं हो सकती. तो वो क्या कर रहे थे? He was living a life of definition, Like I know one person जो उसको जॉब मिल गया सिंगापुर में, बहुत जबरदस्त जॉब मिला सिंगापुर में. Alright? और उसको वो जॉब सैक्रिफाइस करनी पड़ी अकॉर्डिंग टू हर कि भाई मेरे ओल्ड पेरेंट्स हैं, उनको कौन देखेगा. Because she was the only daughter, no? और कोई था ही नहीं उनकी फैमिली में. And she was such a brilliant person, I'm telling you, she would have become a CEO of that company. It's a big MNC company, like she could have been another Indra Noori or whatever it is. You get it? She could never see the possibility that I can take my parents with me, right? Because she was never able to make them even understand what she's doing. All right. And they would never, in fact, they would have had a much better life in Singapore with her if they had gone there. But she said she was again operating out of a belief कि नहीं मैं उनको कभी मना नहीं पाऊंगी. They will never listen to me. They will get angry with me that I'm trying to disrupt their life in India and take them to Singapore. So she never even made an attempt, Are you getting my point, sir? So,
Yes, sir, got it.
Undefines you. Decision defines you. Decision keeps you limited. It keeps you under. You understand? Under. And choice sets you free. And you can make choices which are moral ones also. Nobody said make immoral choices. I hope I'm able to clarify for everybody, because I'm sure it's not a question only for Kunan. Kunan has an uncanny ability to ask questions for which many people may be having questions also. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I got it. Just a quick realization. What I'm getting from this conversation is that weak desires bring weak results. So in the process, I must have
to judge your desires also, yeah.
just like a small amount of fire brings a small amount of heat. So I must have the more powerful, stronger.
I got it. So what you're saying is, am I committed to my desires?
Yeah.
Otherwise, what is just a wish list, Shake chili जैसे हम सोचते रहे करें कुछ नहीं.
Thank you, sir. Got it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Shakti ji.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So for me, I don't have a freedom to choose what I desire. Before access, I'm afraid of being judged. Now I'm breaking that. I'm into the transition mode, to be honest. When I'm choosing, okay, I can choose this one. I'm moving towards to the unknown thing. It shatters my reality. When it shatters, I'm afraid of being unknown. I'm coming back.
Yeah, now can you simplify this a little bit? 3-4 sentences.
Okay. actually I'm choosing what I want to choose. When I'm in progress, okay, it affects my current reality. So I'm afraid what will happen. So I'm coming back to my default mode.
Yeah, because you're
Basically,
afraid of
I need leap of faith. Yeah, I'm afraid of unknown.
the unknown. But most
What will
people here
happen?
would be afraid. Yeah, so I
Yes.
often think, why are we afraid of the unknown? Have you ever thought about it? Why are we afraid of the unknown?
Maybe the future, whatever I'm choosing, it may be worse than whatever I have. Maybe that one.
Yeah, but why should you assume that it'll be worse than what I have? I mean, it could be equally, it could be said equally that, it will be better than what I have. There are chances of both, no? It can be better also.
True,
Why
sir.
do we always think that it'll be worse? I don't get it.
That true, sir. That leap of faith, maybe I don't have.
No, you have, you're not willing to take the leap, no?
100%, sir. That's the problem. I'm not trusting.
Yeah, so again, I'll tell you the same thing which I've told many times. You are not jumping because you're afraid that you will fail or something bad will happen, right? So then you can remain the way
Yes.
you are, right? But if you remain the way you are, you still don't have what you want, right? See, let's say you have a desire.
True, sir. I know that if I'm in this position, definitely I'm going to fail. So I want to move.
Yeah, so you don't want to go because you may fail.
Yes. That
But-
transition, I kind of stuck.
So we already failed, no? Without trying, if you say I will fail, then you already failed.
Uh, here, what's the difference? I'm just like, I'm trying. After shatters my reality, I'm coming back.
Aha. So give an example. I'm trying and then it shatters my reality. Means what?
For example, in my case, now I'm into this choosing the life partner. Okay, fine. I'm go ahead with this guy. That leap of faith I'm taking. I'm moving forward. Okay, some situation or some incidents happen. Okay, then I'm afraid of that whether this guy will suit me for a lifetime. That question is popping up in my head. Then I
Yes.
started judging. I'm coming back.
I got it. See, based on your observations about the person in the present,
Yes,
you want to decide a future, correct?
yes, sir.
Now, person may be perfect, okay, according to your requirements. But people keep changing also, no?
True. Yeah, even I'm changing, same way that person also can change.
Yeah. So how do you know that the person, when he changes or changes, you will like that person or not? Is there any guarantee?
No guarantee.
Yeah, but see, instead of learning how to manage relationship and how to make the best of a relationship, we are looking for some perfect, God-like human being to appear in your life as though you are a God-like human being. Are you getting me? I mean, isn't it very paradoxical?
True, sir. True.
So we make a choice thinking, okay, the way it is now, wow, it is so nice. I hope it remains like this only. I hope it never changes. But in life, everything changes. Then another kind of self-talk. Listen, I'm very well experienced in this. You know that very well, right?
Yes, sir.
And every time that self-talk would come, listen, you bloody got a record of messing it up. You messed it up before. So 100% you're going to mess it up again also. So watch out and be careful and blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah, right?
Yes, sir. Keep
Right?
coming.
And if I lived like that, I would have never found the perfect relationship that I have. But perfect means what? Perfect means that people will be people, right? Am I willing to honor, trust, be in allowance, and grateful and vulnerable with those people so that I get the same from them? Are you getting it? A lot of guys will get married to a very beautiful lady, thinking she will remain beautiful for the rest of her life, right? And then she gets a little old. After she has the first child, she looks very different. Then suddenly they are looking here and there. I mean, what kind of a relationship is that? You understand? The very foundation, our foundation is to make decisions. And our foundation is to make decisions with expectations which are unrealistic. I mean, if you expect a human not to be human and be a god, then that's a big problem, right? In fact, many people have problem with themselves, you know. They cannot be in allowance of themselves also because they're expecting themselves to be like some god person who can never make mistake. Good, Shakti, great question, great interaction. Thank you very much for that. Vetrival,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the lovely people. And my realization, sir, this living by choice is a pure dynamic and every second it demands your action. That's the realization coming to me. And one metaphor comes to me is, I can relate to this is like a swimming. If you get the water is emotions, feelings. If you are able to swim it, manage it, you can go to your purpose or goal. If I just sunk it, finished, you are done. That's what I'm just getting it.
Yeah, but can you sometimes, you know, these insights only we are able to understand it ourselves.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to relate to my these things, but it goes very vague and I'm little afraid. I'm just relating to this relationship with the family.
Hello. The purpose of communication is one, to share, and two, to share in a way that other people may also learn from it.
Yes.
Right? So don't give up. Why don't you tell us again what you're saying? Maybe, you know, so that you say it intentionally so we get what you're saying. Because whatever you say is always very useful and very powerful.
Thank you very much, sir. We are working on the area of choices, sir. That is the secret of all life purpose and everything, all success, whatever we mean it. Realization, awareness, consciousness, whatever steps you want to get in, the choice is the first step. To do that, something is disturbing is our own emotion. We get stuck with something and we are not seeing choices. Then if I am able to balance it, I'm successful. When choice flow comes into my place only when I am balanced.
Okay, how about I put it in a slightly different manner?
Yes, sir.
Choice might come when you start undefining yourself.
Undefining myself. Okay.
Because we have boxed ourselves, no, like with our own definitions about ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
This is who I am. This is the kind of life I like. It should always remain like this. And, you know, this should not be changed, you know, blah, blah, blah. See, nobody wants to change, right? We are not fluid like water, no? We are rigid. What we call ego is what? Ego says, I will be like this only. The world is project. Correct? Now, I will remain this way only. As long as I can remain this way only, then I will make choices. A lot of choices will require that you are not you anymore. Right? I still remember the first choice which I made back in 1982. I was a very timid person, right? Now I had 2 children to look after also, so I had to be more careful, you know. Now responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And the Sukhdeepak that I was, I had to be very responsible. I cannot take any risk. I cannot speak up in front of people. I don't speak my mind. I'm afraid all the time, right? And then I'm pretending I'm very confident and very bold person. Actually, I'm not. It was right. Now, if I made that choice, I would have to be, I could not be Sukhdeepak anymore. You know, if I wanted to remain the Sukhdeepak that I was, I would never have made that choice. There's no chance of it. You know? For me, I would have to shift from being quiet, timid, safe Sukhdeepak to bold and unreasonable Sukhdeepak. It was completely unreasonable. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So now I cannot live the way I had defined myself. No?
Yes.
Now many people will get stopped there. No, not possible for me. I am not willing to take that chance. Blah blah blah. Well, be safe. I always remember that, you know, the frog story. You remember it? You take a frog and you put it in boiling water, he'll jump out, tuck, like that. Okay. You take a frog, put him in normal water, and very slowly start increasing the heat of the water. Now he will adjust to that old way of being. Water will become slowly more hot. He will adjust to that also. Another old way of being, right? And then he'll become hot, and then he'll start boiling, and he will boil to death there. And he'll never jump out of that. So that's, I think, a lot of our condition is like that only. We don't know that the water is becoming hotter and hotter. We have adjusted to every bloody thing in our life. हमको लग रहा है बड़ा सुकून है.
Sir, on a lighter note, this whole process is, in other words, called marriage.
You always bring it to marriage. Now I think one session we'll have to do about marriage.
Sorry, sir. I'm just bringing it back. Yesterday, I spoke to somebody. I tell this and close this. We were talking about some projects and taking initiative. I was just telling him, we started somewhere without any awareness or religion, whatever you call it. We tried everything. We have come to this stage. We have rest of our life, whatever be the age you are in. And what if it is the first day of life, plus all the experiences you gained and all the knowledges you got, which we didn't have the sophistication of day one when we started our life. Now you're starting life with all these things. How the life would be if you live with this realization. Today is going to be first day of my life. I'm going to create everything, rest of my life. The thought is beautiful.
Peace, joy, and glory.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish everyone peace, joy, and glory.
All right. So you know what? So we have these very, very interesting people on this call, or rather in this conversation. And I've noticed that only very few people participate in the conversation. The rest of you are spectators. So thank you very much, spectators, for being there. Yes, Vilasji.
Yeah, good morning to you and all. It's really amazing conversations, and it's touching the hearts. Like we are going through the day-to-day life, and we are going through lots of emotional melodrama and the goals. We have some ambitions. We have some our own beliefs. So it's really I'm talking about myself. I'm going 3 steps ahead and 2 steps back. So I'm thinking I'm 1 step ahead, and there's so many things are binding: self-beliefs, doubts, fears. So these sessions really helps to clear this all, as you say, undefining ourselves and removing the limitations.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought. And from last say a week or so, I had a short trip to visit my family for 4 days, and I just came back, and I just gone through a lot of emotional things, and the fear factor came. So I don't know from where it came, but I feel that fear factor is very important to make me streamline. My routine change, my pattern change. I'm not that time waster. So I think that keeps me on track to have some fear also. So being fearless can be a freedom of action, but that will not lead in a systematic way. So this is my thought on this: to be disciplined, have some fear.
You can use it. You know what is the similarity between great achievers and a rocket ship? You know, rocket and a great achiever, both have got a fire under their pishwada. The fuel is like the fire, no? Good, thank you very much. Yes, Conan, you're saying something?
I just wanted to share one of my favorite quote on fear, if you allow me quickly, for Vilas, that
Go ahead.
the purpose of fear is not to stop your progress, but to stimulate intellectual activity, which leads to creative thinking and innovative solutions.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you know how many people mix up the feeling of fear with excitement? Excitement को mix up कर लेते fear के साथ. Yes, Abhinav.
No, I will speak once you are. I didn't want to disturb you. I wanted something to share.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm fine. I only ask you to speak when I'm done.
Okay, thanks. So, see, पहली चीज the question was कि why are you not living your life the way you want to live?
Yep, by choice.
Yeah. So I think it just takes a moment. It just takes a moment. It is also a decision. Am I living my life right now as per my choice, or am I living a life as per the world choice? You know, it takes 1 second to transform this. You know, just a moment of transformation, and then you will say, I'm now living now this moment. Like at 6:55, you know, I was burdened by what I was doing in life, and at 7 o'clock when this EMC started, now I might get transformed, and I start living by my choice, and I will also believe that I'll be living with my choice. So it's a decision, I think, whether I'm living by choice or I'm living by what the world is asking me to do. And secondly, a lot of even was the point that Sakshi and you were talking about, who says, like my marriage is working is also, I think it's also a decision. It's also a judgment that my marriage is working. And it is also a judgment that marriages should work. ये जो होते हैं फिल्म स्टार्स जो होते हैं हॉलीवुड के, उनकी तो 6 शादियां हो जाती है. दे डोंट हैव अ इश्यू अबाउट इट. और फिर उनका वो पढ़ो ना विकिपीडिया में पर्सनल लाइफ में जाके, फ्रॉम 1962 he married this 2 children, 68 he got divorced, 70 he married this person. ऐसा लगता है they are changing job and they don't have an issue about it. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it is their judgment. It's okay. And in India we have a different judgment. That if लोगों की नजरों में किसी की marriage नहीं चली, and then then it's their judgment. और हो सकता है जिसकी marriage ना चली वो मस्त है, वो lady और चली गई, वो भी मस्त है अपनी लाइफ से, she is having a good time. पर हम लोग बैठ जजमेंट करते हैं, नहीं उनकी मैरिज नहीं चली, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? So it's all judgment. जो
रूट कॉज क्या है? जजमेंट है ना,
जजमेंट ही है हर चीज का. और मुझे याद है जब मैं पहला सेशन अटेंड किया था, उसी समय मैंने देखा था कि सारे जजमेंट में लिए फिर रहा हूँ अपने सर पे. मेरी जजमेंट है जो मुझे दुखी कर रहे हैं, तो भैया ऐसा जजमेंट कर लो जो मुझे सुखी कर देंगे.
That is called living by choice, no?
Hello.
Judgment छोड़ दो.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, बहुत सारे लोगों को भ्रम है. They think if I live by choice, then I'll become like a, monster.
हाँ, वो द डोर्स ग्रुप का लीड सिंगर था जिम मॉरिसन, वो बनना पड़ेगा मुझे फिर तो.
Yeah, no, but it's your choice, no? You can choose to be whatever you choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as you are making the choice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Yes, Priya ji, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you? Sorry.
I'm good.
So, you were talking about the leap of faith और शक्ति मैम बात कर रहे थे. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Firstly, tell me, were you there in this call from the beginning?
Yes, I was.
Okay, good. So you did that eyes closed exercise? So what we are asking you is, when you did that eyes closed exercise, what did you find out?
pure judgment and the past experiences that I had. They stopped me from taking any decision.
You will have to repeat it because we were not able to hear what you said.
Fear
So
is one thing that stops me from taking any decision. Fear of failure is the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to be a very all-pervasive thing. That's why we are buying other people's judgment also. Fear of failure, उनकी नजरों में हम गिर जाएंगे, फिर गाने गाएंगे. आपकी नजरों ने समझा प्यार की काबिल हमें. दिल की धड़कन ठहर जा, मिल गई मंजिल मुझे. That is a fear only, na?
That is the fear.
That, oh, हम उनकी नजर में गिर ना जाएं. But who said you have to? You can maintain your reputation and still live by choice, no? Have you ever
नाराज हो जाते हैं ना,
जी?
वो लोग नाराज हो जाते हैं, आपने ऐसा नहीं किया, आपने हमें हर्ट कर दिया.
क्योंकि आप उनको एनरोल करना नहीं जानते हैं. People are using their judgment to manipulate you and control you. Don't you understand that? You do the same thing with them. People use judgments to control other people. Desire to control other people is a very important thing for a lot of people. The whole human drama is because people want to control people. You know that?
Yes, I know this.
So we should be thinking, why do people want to control other people?
They might feel safe that way, शायद से.
Exactly. So they feel safe when they feel that they're able to control people.
लोग उनकी बात मान रहे हैं तो we are in safe place, like.
Right. उनको डर लगता है मेरी बात नहीं मानेंगे तो मेरी जो दुनिया उजड़ जाएगी. But that's life, right? People are trying to control other people with their judgments. And then when they get angry, there's a judgment. देखा तुमने मुझे फिर नाराज कर दिया. They make you guilty also on top of that. Why?
मना कर रहा था, ऐसे मत करना.
नहीं प्रिया, दोनों तरफ से assumption है. आपकी assumption है कि जो वो बोल रहे हैं वो मेरे हित में नहीं है, क्योंकि वो बोल रहे हैं.
ऐसे होता है बहुत बार, क्योंकि वो बोल रहे हैं तो वो नहीं मानने वाले. मैं आप बोलोगे तो मैं मान लूं.
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि वो हो सकता है. सी बोथ वेज, आपकी जजमेंट ही रोक रही है ना आपको. अगर कोई आपके भले के लिए बोल रहा है और आपको लग रहा है कि ये मुझे कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो आप उसको रिबेल करते हो. अब तो मैंने बहुत साल ऐसे किया है अपनी जिंदगी में. 27 साल की उम्र में अभी कभी कभी आ जाता है, तुमने क्यों बोला, मैं अपनी मर्जी से करूंगा.
हाँ ये होता है बहुत बार.
Because we have the desire that people should not tell us what to do and they should not try to control and all that. But अगर आप उसको छोड़ दो, see, is it about their control or not control? No, it's about you getting your desire or not. Now, because we've had so many talks with each other, I know what your desire is, right? Even your parents have the same desire for you, actually.
Like our desires match, but something वो बोलते तो मुझे
उनको प्रोसेस मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता. उनका जो प्रोसेस है, अरे उसमें अच्छा हो भी सकता है ना. See, when the moment you are judging, right? If you listen to Abhinav, what he said, you could make a choice to choose whatever they are asking you to do. भाई तुम्हारी चॉइस है ना. आप बोल रहे हो आई चूज टू फॉलो व्हाट माय डैडी इज सेइंग, वो मेरी चॉइस है. नॉट बिकॉज वो मुझसे नाराज होंगे, नॉट बिकॉज वो खुश होंगे या नहीं होंगे, मेरी चॉइस है. ट्रस्ट है मुझे, ट्रस्ट, ऑनर, ट्रस्ट.
allowance,
एटीट्यूड, वल्नरेबिलिटी
vulnerability.
होगी। अगर पिताजी के लिए नहीं है तो फिर किसके लिए होगी? Think about that. It is a life of choice, right? I choose to honor that person. I choose to trust that person. I choose to be in allowance. Nobody is forcing you to do any of these things, right? But how many people are choosing it? They are good looking for reason. नहीं, मैं क्यों trust करूं? मैं क्यों honor करूं? Reason बताओ मुझे पहले तो trust करने के लिए. This is the problem in life, right? In a relationship, and Vetri, I would recommend you listen to this conversation very carefully. You could choose to be honoring, you can choose to trust, you can choose to be in allowance. That's a choice, right? Nobody's forcing me to make that choice. But if I made that choice that I will honor, I will trust, I will be in allowance of this person, right? I'll be grateful for the presence of this person in my life, irrespective of my likes and dislikes. Now, normally what we'll say, I would love to honor this person, but this person is always, nagging me and telling me, and I'd love to choose to honor this person and be in allowance also, but always finding fault and always arguing with me. How can I do that? So who's sabotaging? Your own reasons is not making you live by choice, na? आपके जो खुद के because हैं, जो आपके कारण हैं, all the reasons that you have, you're not living by choice because you are living by your reasonableness, right?
Yes.
The choice is made for no reason. I trust you because I trust you. I choose to trust you. I honor you because I choose to honor you. Normally people say, nahi, usme aisa kya hai? What does that person has that I should honor them? What have they done in their life that I should honor them? Why should I honor them? Because you can choose to honor them. There's no reason to honor them. You can choose to trust them. So somebody will say, I used to like that woman I married. Now I don't like this one. So I cannot trust her. I cannot be in honor to her. Blah, blah, blah. Are you seeing something here? So living by choice opens up so many possibilities. You can't even imagine that. So let's stay in this inquiry. Priya ji.
Yes. One more thing I wanted to ask.
Let me tell you, I gave you one Sonata Mocha to start an income stream in your life, right? And you lost it, right? Because you could not make a choice. So many such things happen to everybody in life, right? Chalo, thanks, Priya.
Well,
Are you done या और भी कुछ पूछना है या कहना है?
हाँ, मुझे एक चीज और पूछनी थी.
हाँ जी,
So
पूछिए.
now I'm taking this way of getting married. So once I go to meet a person, it's like कोई भी शादी कर लो, because you make a choice, or it's like कुछ तो आपने देखना चाहिए ना. Bare minimum thing कि इस ऐसे इसके नीचे नहीं चलेगा ऐसा.
Listen, you remember what I say, कि people are looking for reasons to be unhappy instead of looking for reasons to be happy. Remember, मैं बोलता हूँ बार बार. Same way I'm saying, you can be in any situation and see that, listen, is there something that I can choose? What is good in this? अच्छा, वो तो देख लो. But we are so busy looking at what is wrong with this person. मतलब हम रिजेक्ट करने के लिए पॉइंट्स ढूंढ रहे हैं, एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए पॉइंट्स नहीं ढूंढते हैं. A lot of business decisions are also, possibilities are lost because of that. Instead of saying what reasons are there for me to make this choice, which in any case will not be a choice, पहले तो ये देख लो ना इसमें अच्छा क्या है. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसमें बुरा क्या है. Are you getting it?
Yes.
आप सोचो फिर जो करना है करना. Yes, विलासी.
Sir, while talking with Priya, you spoke about enrolling the people around you. So can you please tell a bit of about that, enrolling the people in the process, what you want?
Yeah. So you are in business, right?
Yeah.
Of selling what financial solutions to people.
Yeah, yeah. Financial planning and wealth management.
Right. Now you can either enroll them or you can convince them. What's the difference between the two?
They are enrolling means they are the part of the process where the inputs are coming from them, rather than I'm telling them what to do.
Yeah, you're kind of headed in the right direction. You're right. Right? They are making a choice based on the inputs that you provide. Okay?
Yeah.
Ultimately, in life, it is their choice, right? You cannot force anybody to make a choice, can you?
No.
But when you're trying to convince people, it's almost like you're trying to force them to your point of view. Now, this is what happens to people. Some of them are professionally so good, like you. They can enroll people into your ideas. They see the merit in what you're saying and saying, हाँ यार ये सही बोल रहा है, हमें ऐसा करना चाहिए. They make a choice, right? But when it comes to our personal life, almost all sales people have found that when it comes to their personal life with their own children, their wife, they are only trying to convince or command or dictate, you know. Bloody hell, I'm your father, I'm telling you, I have to do this. That is a command. Right? Or you're convincing, बेटे अच्छा होगा तुम्हारी जिंदगी में, मैं बोल रहा हूं ना, हम लोग इतने मार खा के बाल सफेद किया है, धूप में नहीं किया है, सुनो तुम हम जो बोल रहे हैं. So when you are enrolling someone, you are looking at it from his point of view. You are looking from his point of view. उसके दृष्टिकोण से आप देख रहे हो कि भाई क्यों वो करे जो मैं बोल रहा हूं. Why should he do what I'm saying? And then if you are able to make that, see, one of the things I'm very clear, when you are giving a solution to your client, आप उनका उल्लू तो नहीं बना रहे हो.
No, no. We are on to ethical practices.
You know, you want good for them, right?
Yes.
That's why they are making the choice. Otherwise, they'll know you're a fraud, correct?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to your children or other close ones in the family, also it is the same thing, right? It should be. It is, they are more. But I've seen one thing, in a relationship, you are more important than they are. If you are more important than they are, then you will try to convince, na?
Yes.
Convince कर रहे हो उसके लिए या अपने लिए? मैं मेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं आए बाबा, तुमको जो बोल रहा हूँ वो करो. That is when you are convincing. That is why when you're doing at home, you don't enroll. Outside you enroll, but you have the capability to do the enrollment, you know.
Yes.
And even, you know, some not so good salespeople, they are only trying to convince people instead of trying to enroll them.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So on that note, I think we will request Kuldeep ji to give us his share for the day, and then we will tell Kunan to give the share. Kunan साहब चले गए थे जब हमने शेयर की बात की तो वापस आ गए. Very good.
बैठ गया था, थक गया था, so I just.
आप सुन रहे थे conversation?
Yes, yes, very powerful conversation. Thanks, Vilas, for asking this.
Thank you for your judgment. नहीं, ये हमारी काफी बारी बात हो चुकी है ना, कन्विंस एंड एनरोल वाली.
बगैर एनरोलमेंट के तो जिंदगी मुश्किल है.
कन्विंस करते रहते हैं लाइफ में, हम वो कन्विंसिंग चलती नहीं है तो वहां तो थोड़ा बहुत एनरोलमेंट चल जाता है. Yes, sir.
एक पुराना कोटेशन है सर, either get convince or convince.
Yeah, so I'm saying कि convince को तो छोड़ दो ना, enroll, don't try to convince anybody.
सही बात है. जहां मोहब्बत रहेगी सर वहां तो एनरोलमेंट आ ही जाता है.
नहीं, अनफॉर्चुनेटली जहां मोहब्बत होती है वहां एनरोलमेंट कम करते हैं ना हम लोग, क्योंकि वहां मैं ज्यादा जरूरी हो जाता हूँ.
हाँ, मसला तो मैं का ही है.
हाँ, जब आप किसी बाहर वाले को कर रहे हो एनरोलमेंट इजी हो जाता है, बिकॉज मैं इतना जरूरी नहीं होता उसमें. So think about it. I mean, these are not some, पत्थर की लकीर points that I'm making. Okay, sir. कुलदीप जी.
सर कहते हैं कि लोग हमारे बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, लोग हमारे बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, अगर ये भी हम सोचेंगे तो सोचो कि फिर लोग क्या सोचेंगे.
वाह, क्या बात.
Kunal, can you translate that?
जो सोचेगा वो नोचेगा.
Just say it again so we can give a good translation for the benefit of Mr. Samir.
Yeah, I will request someone else to translate.
Who will translate? Samir, you will translate what Kuldeep ji said. Let's not waste time here. It's almost 8 o'clock. So
सर
Kuldeep ji.
मैं करता हूँ ट्रांसलेट.
Okay.
If we think that what people think about ourselves, and if this also will think, so what is left for others to think?
Say it in Hindi again.
लोग हमारे बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, अगर ये भी हम सोचेंगे तो सोचो कि फिर लोग क्या सोचें.
So what is left for others to think? Wow. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Yes, Kunal.
Enlightened note, sir.
Yeah.
तो इसका एक जवाब सुनिए सर, कुलदीप सर के सोचने वाले शेर पे के अर्ज किया है कुलदीप सर के मत बैठ आशिया में परों को समेट कर.
हाँ, मत बैठ आशिया में,
मत बैठ आशिया में परों को समेट कर हौसला खुली फिजाओं में उड़ान का.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बात.
कर हौसला खुली फिजाओं में उड़ान का.
बिल्कुल.
And then you will find all of life comes to you with joy, glory, and ease.
Yeah. So he said, give up the desire to sit safe with your wings folded. Unfurl your wings and fly into the sky and experience freedom, joy, and glory. Thank you. Yes, Petri, I was waiting for your Thurkural poem today.
Yes, sir.
Petri had promised yesterday he will present today.
Yes, sir. This is dedicated to Priya, as she asked one genuine doubt. The Thurkural goes this way.
Non-genuine doubts.
It goes this way. Kedum perkamum illalla nechathu kodamai sandror kadi. The translation, English translation is failure and success come not without cause. It is the ornament of the wise to preserve oneness of the mind. A simple explanation is failure and success comes for a purpose to maintain your mind maturity or a process. So we have to look for failure also sometimes. If all the people says, listen, Priya.
All right, good, great. Thank you. And have a wonderful day, my wonderful people. Remember who you are. You are a wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being who deserves to be loved and respected for who you are. So remember that. Thank you. And Arvind, I'm coming to Udaipur at the end of this month. So hope to see you then. All right. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.